I'm Fraser Simons,
I'm YG Mitchell.
and this is Young at Heart, a sports drama story game.
Previously on Young at Heart, we met the pitcher Hoyt brothers and introduced the choice he has to make between retirement or sticking with his team. And we flashed back to his early years where we learnt about his mother being principal caregiver, and we learnt about his early romance with Bridget, and we saw quite a lot of his pride in action, maybe fluffing a pitch, because we cut back to the stadium and the batter had just struck the ball hard.
Yeah, and the ball went flying, right? As it comes back down and people are like all stand up to see what happens, and they put their hands above their eyes or pull their caps down a little bit to get a better view. One of the team's infielders, I think, like takes like a huge jump and catches the ball. And at the same time that it like reaches the glove, we go back in time again. Let's say it's like a couple days after the Bridget incident, and same thing, like an infielder catches the pitch that he just threw, but everyone knows he's kind of like off kilter since that day, but probably hasn't talked about it. And everyone's like kind of staring at him on the diamond and wondering what's going on with him. He goes off to the side in the bleachers, and maybe his mom is probably there. And as he's like walking away, maybe he's like angry and storming and kicks the dirt. And there's a radio that really depicts how far back in time that we've gone. It's got like a cassette deck in it or something like that. And a really old song is playing, like Heat Wave. And he takes the baseball cap off of his head and like wipes his brow, and his mom comes up to talk to him.
I think she's probably quite concerned. She knows that it's not a drop in form that he's suffering, and it's not like he's not as good as everyone says. Another one?
I can't get my mind right. I can't make things fall away like I used to. Things matter now.
Tell me what you see when you stand on the mound.
Every time I release the ball, I can't stop thinking about this girl that put me in my place, Mom.
I think she crosses her arms and raises an eyebrow. What, did you deserve it?
He like takes a long sigh as if it's like a cigarette, except it's just air, and then says, yeah, I deserved it, that's for sure.
She immediately clips him round the back of her head.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's gone home by now. Everyone's drifted away from this Little League game, and it's just her and her son. She's got this frame on the back of the station wagon with like a black cloth that they practice on, and she props up a glove in the middle of it. So all you can see as you're facing it is nothing except this glove. So it's just a black sheet with a glove in the middle. And she sets to like getting him to practice throwing into that sheet. And I think while he's pitching, she's saying things like, did you do your homework? And he has to keep pitching.
Yeah, like putting up sore spots that like would provoke like a reaction, but forcing him to like push through it anyway, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I think that would be a good time for a roll then, to see like how he would react to it. What do you want to be?
Maybe I should be Heart.
Heart? Okay. Let's go for it. 4. 6. Nice. Heart wins finally.
Yeah.
It needs some heart.
Okay. We focus on his face and he's concentrating, but he's getting really frustrated with his mum. Like, she's bringing up stuff that he really doesn't want to talk about. Like, he probably doesn't want to talk about relationships with his mum anyway, but she's saying, so what's her name? And he throws another pitch and she says, well, is she clever? She's probably too good for you. Like, she's half joking, but it's still enough to get his nerves going. But he keeps going, and I think the heart in this is him knowing that it's for his own good, that he can shut all of this out and keep pitching.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe like towards the last couple of pitches, then that's when we get the same effect that he had on the crowd in the thing where everything just melts away and it goes completely like, if it was a movie, right, like the soundtrack goes completely dead and it's complete silent, and then it goes into like slow-mo pitch mode kind of thing, and the ball releases and hits the cloud kind of thing, right?
And we can snap back into the real crowd again, and all you hear is that same snap that you described earlier, like of the ball hitting the glove, but nothing else.
Yeah.
In the entire like stadium, because he's channeling what he's learned. So we're gonna have a flashback in town, back in the same old town. They're in the diner after the last game of the season. Hoyt is being offered this contract, this lucrative, grand contract with a big team, possibly with the Gauntlet City Kobolds.
Sure.
It's probably his first and only team, wasn't it?
Probably, yeah.
So he's being offered this lucrative grand contract, and the talent scout he's doing the hard sell. Mm-hmm. The scout is there with a fancy pen and this scrunched up contract, waving it in Hoyt's face, saying, we've got to do this now. If you want to be a big league player, you've got to do this right now. Bridget's there, they're friends by this point, and Hoyt is looking at Bridget, who knows about contracts and things. He's kind of looking at her imploringly to ask her what he should do. Like he doesn't want to go into anything without considering it, but he's gonna panic and he's gonna sign this thing unless somebody can help him out. And I think that's where we can roll. We can find out whether he can get the help that he needs in this crucial moment in his career,
right,
or whether he's just gonna go for it.
I'll try going hard then.
Okay.
Pride wins.
So we see Hoyt with this wad of paper being waved in his face, like these reams of contract being waved in his face, and he's looking over at Bridget, and she's just looking at him like, well, you're just gonna let this guy like pressure you into making this decision? And he reads her face as like disapproving.
Mm-hmm.
He hotly reacts to this. He sees it and he frowns, and he grabs the paper and he slams it on the table and signs it, staring at her. And I think that's going to set the scene for their relationship in the future.
Let's fast forward. We'll have it like a him and her like closet, and their clothes change from like clearly being his own bedroom in Eleanor's place to this new like completely new place that we haven't seen yet, and his jersey changes into like the Gauntlet City Kobold jersey instead of the hometown one.
Yeah. And
it pans out, and then they're like in the kitchen having an argument, and Bridget is saying like telling him that she found like texts from like groupies and stuff like that to him, right? And he's saying it's like not a big deal. You know how important you are to me. And that's when she sort of like snaps, and she's like, do I know that? Because do you even know what I had to give up? And she's like, do you know? And he's like, all you had to give up was living in a small town kind of thing. And that's when she takes out like her acceptance letter, right, to, you know, Yale Law School or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's dated like the same date as when he signed the contract. And she was probably like waiting for the right time to tell him, but she's been holding out for like, you know, this 6 months or something like that they've been out here.
I think she holds up like this folded piece of paper up against his framed contract, like his first contract. He's framed it on the wall, and it's like all sparkling and buffed, and her acceptance letter is just crumpled in her hand, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. She's like, you're not the only one that has to give up anything to get where you are. And she's like, I didn't even think that I would have to tell you any of this, because we're following your dream, and that's okay. But when's it going to be my turn? When's it going to be my turn to follow my dream? Right now, instead of going to Yale and I'm representing you because you don't even know how to stand up for yourself. And then like she slams the door, and then that could be a good time for a roll, right? Like whether he realizes it or not, or if he's gonna ride that pride train all the way. I have an idea for pride. 3. Oh, we both got it.
Oh,
that's kind of nice then. For pride, what happens is he like blocks and deletes those people and everything, but he like texts Jake and says like meet you at the bar in like 2 hours or something. And then what does he do for heart?
I think Bridget threw the acceptance letter just on the ground, and on his way out he retrieves it and kind of flattens it out on the desk.
Hi, this is Jason from the Gauntlet Gaming Community. If you enjoyed this episode of Comic Strip AP, please consider supporting the Gauntlet on Patreon. Our page can be found at patreon.com/gauntlet.